Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna Kechelle, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a reading vlog. Not a little bit, we're going to do a reading vlog, okay? So I am going to be reading one book for the entire weekend. Y'all are just going to come with me as I work. Boop. I work at a paint studio and I teach paint classes for fun. Not like a real instructor, but teach for fun. They come in, they have a good time, they paint their paintings, and they take their paintings home. I'm going to be reading the book Beautiful Broken Love by Shanora Williams as just like a little author taste test because I've read a few books by her and I just want to see if she's an auto-buy author or if she's an author that I might need to, see what the synopsis is about before I read the book. It's about this woman and who is grieving her husband, and she has a company. She owns a body butter and oil, fragrance oil company, and she decides to reach out to an NBA player to get him to do something. Girl, you got your cat all open. Close your legs. Close your legs. Okay, so she decides to reach out to this NBA player to be a as like a brand deal, basically, and that's how they begin their friendship. This is I'll give y'all my thoughts as we go along, but that's basically what we're doing. So come along with me as we work and read and just chill out, girl, and have a good little time. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so today is Friday. It is just about 1 o'clock p.m. and I am twisting my hair. I'm just, Jackie Aina said, speak love into your hair. So I love my hair. I love my hair. It's beautiful and thick and I love my hair. I will say this though. I am quite frustrated with my natural hair, but it's mostly my fault because I don't do what I need to do to define my curls on a daily or even a weekly basis. So then when I'm doing my hair and the curls aren't popping, I get mad at my hair, and my hair is probably like, well, girl, what did you expect? Okay, so I have some classes to do, and I'm gonna wear my twist to the class tonight, take my hair down, and wear my twist out tomorrow and Sunday. Now, in this vlog, it's just gonna be a little weekend vlog. Y'all gonna spend the weekend with me as I work, and we're gonna talk about Shanora Williams. So Shanora Williams, I think I didn't even want to say love hate. I like Shanora Williams. She wrote the book The Wife Before, which I read about a month or so ago, and it was a thriller, a mystery more than a thriller. Yeah, it's like a mystery thriller book. And then I read 2 of her books in the Tether trilogy, and I am waiting to read that 3rd book because number 1, I was kind of sick of the writing. I was kind of sick of the world, and number 2, I want to do something fun with all of the series that I've started, and I have a few series that I need to read book 3. So there's one series I need to go ahead and read book 2 because I'm just all in. And then there is one series that I've put off for a very long time that I need to go ahead and read that book 3. So while I wait on doing that, I'm just gonna round this month out with reading another Shanora Williams book, which I heard about from Shaughnessy over on her channel, and I think it's called Beyond Beautiful Love or something like that. Another author that I'm thinking about reading more of their books is Jaquil J, because people they are in a tizzy with Jaquil J, and I kind of get it. I read a standalone, and by now I think y'all might have all of my thoughts on the standalone book, 10,000 Hours with a Billionaire Menace, something like that. And I loved that book in some points, and then I hated it. And then I disliked it in some points. I like the book. I want to see if I like more of Jaquil J's writing. I just don't know if I want to start a romance series. Romance series are my least favorite series but you know what? I might like it. Let me finish my thought. Romance series are my least favorite series because they're not like series. It's just you have these you have these very well placed scenes with certain people, and you're like, oh, okay, so they're going to be in the next book, or their storyline is going to be the next book. No, I don't too much care for that. So with that being said, I actually like how Jaquil J how she weaves in these conversations very naturally I just didn't like that. I didn't like what was going on. So maybe I will like Jaquel J. With that being said, why don't y'all tell me what Jaquel J book I should read next? I don't know. But anyway, thanks for spending this little bit of time with me. I am going to finish twisting my hair. I'm going to go ahead and start Beautiful Love by Shanora Williams, whatever it is. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen somewhere, probably over there. Beyond Beautiful Love. And then I'll come back probably on my way to work or at work and let y'all know how I like it for the first, probably try to do the first 10% before I come and give y'all a review. Oh, and it's on Kindle Unlimited. You can read and listen to it for free on Kindle Unlimited. Just wanted to let y'all know. Okay, bye. Okay, y'all, so we are at work. Step 1 is you have to take a painting like this and paint over it. I already did that. I didn't let y'all see that, but step 1 is already done. Step 2 is I have to go ahead and paint this picture right here before my class gets in. So let's go ahead and show y'all that I did step 1 and we can get started on step 2. Okay, step 1 is done. I just painted over something that I painted the last time I was here. Step 1 done. Step 2, get all of your colors, and if they're not filled up, take the top off and fill them. Cool. Now get your canvas, get your paint brushes, your image, and your water, which mine is sitting off to the side, and then you start painting. Okay, looks a little rough, but once the background is done, roughly done, and I'm supposed to be painting 2 of these, but I don't have time. Once the background is done and your workstation looks an absolute hot mess, and start putting your class together because they get in here in 1 hour and 10 minutes exactly. Step 2, this looks so bad, y'all, because I'm rushing. Step whatever this is, 4, put the clouds, the mountains, and this little thing right here looks a mess. It'll look better during class because there's supposed to be a wider opening and then there's supposed to be palm trees. But as you can see, I'm perspiring, and as you can see, I can still have some stuff to do to finish setting up my class. So let's get that done. And then step 5, you finish your class and put your paintings in the back. Don't worry about that right there, okay? Mind your business. Okay, y'all, can y'all see me? This chair is broken, so let's hope I don't fall out of it while I'm talking to y'all. Okay, so first impressions of Beautiful Broken Love by Shanora Williams. Shanora Williams does an info dump right at the beginning of all her books. So it's not like some books you find out through conversation what's going on. Hers is like right at the beginning, you get all the information you need. And I can see how that would get on some people's nerves, or how it would be, whatever. It could be taken multiple different ways, but for me, I don't mind it because I know the payoff is going to be really, really good. So the first few chapters, I think I'm only on like chapter 4. First few chapters, we find out that our main character, her name starts with a D. Delaney? Not sure. I'll put it on the screen if I got that wrong. But Delaney and Deke. His real name is Declan. She and Trish own a line of like body oils, body creams, things like that. And Declan is an NBA star, honey. So one day Declan was on the sidelines putting on lotion and the video went viral. So the video went viral and she was like, Trish, which is the main character's best friend, Trish was sitting at home watching it with her man, and she was like, oh my God. And she saw it happen real time, and she said, he putting on lotion, baby, we can help with that. Video went viral. She reached out to Declan and his team. Management got back to her, and now in the present day, they're about to have this meeting to figure out if there could be a partnership between Deke/Declan, the NBA player, and Trish and our main character. So they get to the meeting, and Declan is like, they're basically kind of laying all their cards out there. Like, this is what we can offer you for the deal. And Declan is like, okay, well, this is usually how, well, his management's like, this is usually how much we take for it. And, they're like, well, we can go up if you need us to go up. Even though in her mind, she's thinking, I don't know about that. I don't know if we can go up a little bit. But Declan throw a curveball, asks his management to leave. Management leaves, and he's like, okay, so look, I'm interested in taking you out to dinner. And Denisha is like, what? Why? She said, oh, this how you get your girls, huh? Yeah, you act like you want to be in business with them, and then you get them to go to your out to eat with you, and then what? You gotta ask them or beg them to go up to your hotel room. He was like, baby, I ain't gotta beg nobody to do nothing. So yes, yes, that's the first part of the book. I will say this: I already like Danita. I'm just gonna keep calling her names until I know what it is. I already like Danita because she is she a go-getter, but she is also a free spirit because they were finna have the meeting and Trish was like, hey, don't wander too far. All right. We need you here for this meeting. Declan is already coming off as arrogant. He's coming off as like he knows what he wants and he finna go and get it. So my first impressions are I really like it. We already have found out that Denisha has lost her she's lost somebody she lost her husband and she's going through that grieving process. So I'm curious how Shanora Williams is going to navigate her grieving her husband and dating. I also like the relationship that Declan has with his sisters. That's really cute. I like that he is successful, but he's not throwing his money around. He is kind of making little, jabs here and there. Maybe he's going to start throwing his money around, girl. I don't know. So yeah, those are my first impressions. I'm liking it. And I will listen to it some more and I'll get back to y'all tomorrow when I come back to work, I guess. Or before. Okay, y'all, guess where we are? Back at work, you guessed it. So I have 2 classes today. It is about 12 o'clock and my first class is at 3, but I have to do a pre-paint and I have to sketch like 24 canvases. So I need to do most of that before my 3 o'clock class. And then my 3 o'clock class ends at 5. And then I have a break from 5 to 7, a break. But usually we're like helping out other people in the studio, things like that. So back at work on a Saturday. We're here all day, baby. Still listening to Beautiful Broken Love. And I'll give y'all an update when I have an update. Right now, I have nothing to say except I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying their conversations between, her name is Davina and Deke. And I'm just enjoying how it looks like they're going to build their relationship. And we just got a chapter from Davina's past. So I am in that chapter right now. And I guess I'll give y'all an update after that. Okay, so my area is set up. The only thing I need to do is put the cups out. And the paintbrushes go in the cups. So I'm gonna put that out. I have a few minutes before I have to get the very last thing set up. I have to turn the music on and then I have to unlock the door, and that's it for this class. I need to finish painting my painting for my 5 o'clock class, but I'll do that in just a minute. What was I gonna tell y'all? Oh yes, okay, so Shanora Williams, one thing that she does very, very well is express feelings in this book particularly. She expresses the feeling of grief so well that I almost started crying when Davina was breaking down about her husband, because the scene from her past is so vivid and she has so much guilt about certain things that I literally almost started crying. So you have the grief that she's feeling. There is some angst between her and some other family members surrounding the grief of her husband or the death of her husband. And we don't really know yet. I'm in chapter 18 right now, so we don't really know what's going on with that. Obviously, we're going to find out. Hopefully. I mean, obviously, right? And then let's talk about Deke, and he is also grieving his sibling, but I don't think it's as recent as Davina's, or maybe it's just the way that Shanora Williams is writing him as a man who's kind of not suppressing his grief, but he's not expressing it as much as Davina is. So you have Davina grieving her husband, you have Deke grieving his brother, and then they have met each other and they are looking at each other like, oh my God, you so damn fine, you know? So the other thing that Shanora Williams is doing really well is expressing the attraction between them two. She's expressing just how real it is to meet somebody in the throes of grief, but you still want to get to know them, but you're grieving, but you want to know that they're there for you. You want them to know that you're there for them in that time of grief. So you're just reaching out just to be a friend, but then you keep seeing each other at events, or you just, are seeing each other on social media, and you have all of these feelings of attraction and longing and yearning. And she is writing that so well, and the romance is being built message by message, picture by picture, sight by sight, like sighting by sighting. It is so freaking good. I am enjoying this book so much because it throws you from the depths of grief, and the audiobook is so heart-wrenching. The actor or the voice actress for this book needs an award. They need some type of award for somebody who can make you almost cry at an audiobook. So it throws you from the depths of grief to the joys and the butterflies of messaging and texting somebody new. And you're like, should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? So that's where I am in the book right now, and I'm really freaking enjoying it. day 3 at work this weekend. Day 2 of this hair. Get into it. I need a bobby pin to like pin this over. But yeah, my color has completely grown out. This is, I already showed you guys the painting. It is called African Sunset and it has an elephant on it. We do have a stencil for the elephant so they don't have to struggle with painting that. Yeah, and so that I don't have to walk around and help everybody with that. But yeah, this class is 2 hours, but technically it could be an hour and a half. Like, I hope they got something to do and something to talk about because I only have so many games for them to play. Update on the book. I'm 70% through, and here are my thoughts. Number one, put this down for just a second. Thought number one is that 50% of the way through, I was like, is Davina playing with him? She got to be playing with Deke because something happened and she was like, well, I'm a little scared, and that's cool, honestly. That's to be expected, but at the same time, like, use your words, you know what I'm saying? Like, communicate. However, sometimes you don't have the words in that moment, and the next time she talked to him, she did explain what was going on, so I understood that. And everybody ain't perfect. Everybody is not going to use their words in that scenario. So I gave her some grace. And literally the next conversation they had, she explained what happened or how she was feeling. So this book literally is on track to be a 5-star. I am explaining it actually very well. I think I am still enjoying their relationship. I am enjoying the relationship with the side characters. There's a potential for a book number 2, but it's not forced. It's like thrown in there every now and again. There was a moment also where I was just thinking, why am I enjoying this book so much, but I didn't like or highly rate Kennedy Ryan's Before I Let Go? And I was like, am I hating on the book Before I Let Go? And I think it's just the tropes in the Before I Let Go book that I just can't get with. One of them, obviously the main one, being second chance romance. I don't think I enjoyed that as much as people meeting for the first time and, you know, going through what they're going through, because and Before I Let Go, they were going through a grieving process as well. So yeah, I got to thinking, was I hating on that book? And now that I've thought about it, I wasn't hating on that book. I wasn't. I just think that I love this book better. I just like this book so much better. I've listened to it primarily on audio, and I think that has something to do with my enjoyment as well, because you can feel the raw emotion, as I said in my last clip. That's all I have to say. I had something else to say and I forgot, so when I think about it, when I think of it, maybe I'll come. I'm so upset with this curl. Like, girl, get your life. Ain't that what Tamar Braxton said? Get your life. I'm trying to come up with a vibe for this class, and I don't know. The last playlist I had on was from last night, and it had Glorilla playing. I'm F-R-E-E free. Not the vibe for Sunday. Which I think I should play. What type of music do y'all listen to on Sundays? Y'all, that class, oh my god. So I'm done with my class and I just need to vent real quick. So out of the 4 classes I've had this entire weekend, the one I just had and the one that was late last night from 7 to 9 is the one that really got on my nerves. One of my pet peeves about working this job and like doing painting or whatever is that, like, I'm obviously instructing a painting and I really don't care if you do something else because you're here to have fun. My issue is that if I am obviously instructing a particular painting and you want to paint something else, do not call me over there 7, 8, 9 times to help you paint whatever you conjured up in your mind, baby. No, you got it. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. And then I hate when people are like, well, I messed this up here, can you fix it? No. This group that I just had, apparently they've been here a lot and they love to come here. So one of the woman who reserved under her name, she was like, hey, this is the first sign of trouble. She came over and she was like, hey, there are some people on my part who says there's too much bass in the music. Is there a way we can just, like, I said, yeah, I could like turn the bass down. I said, yeah, I could turn the bass down. And then I walked over to like turn the bass down, which is in a closet over in the corner. And one of the women goes, yeah, we usually come here and they usually just have such nice music, but this just sounds like the same guy. I said, oh, I can shuffle the playlist. Because what the are you talking about, Susan? I'm not in the mood. Now you have pissed me off already with this. Like, if you have here's the difference. If you have something to request, hey, can I hear Sabrina Carpenter? Hey, can I hear Miley Cyrus? Hey, do you mind if we like put in a little bit of, I don't know, anybody else, Mariah Carey, whatever your flavor is, because they are, you know what I'm saying? So whatever your flavor is, why don't you just go ahead and say, hey, you mind if we hear a little bit of so-and-so? Instead of just, one of the second biggest pet peeve is basically you telling me you don't like the music, but then not telling me what music you want to listen to. Why not just go ahead and tell me what you in the mood for? Because they're not the only ones here. They're the majority, but then I had 4 other people. They had a party of 6. I had 4 other people here as well. So after about 30 minutes, I went ahead and changed the playlist to something that was like, it was on Spotify. I think it was like a TikTok of the 2020s and, you know, whatever, and, you know, kept it on that for a minute. But then at the end I said, you know what? I want to go back to listening to what we were listening to. Because the first playlist, one of us, she was jamming. So should I cater to somebody who, and apparently that party of 6 who were complaining about the music, not complaining, who had something to say about the music, they come here pretty frequently, or at least one of them comes pretty frequently. So it's like, should I try to appease you, or should I go ahead and go with what the rest of the class is enjoying? Child. But also during that time, the person who booked it, the woman who comes here a lot, she was like, she would go, help. And I was like, my name is Brianna. You can call me Bree. Help. One time I wanted to ignore her so bad. I wanted to ignore her. So yeah, anyway, they thoroughly annoyed me today. Thoroughly annoyed me. Didn't tip either. Tipped. They tipped. Anyway, the last time I ended this little clip, I was like, I had a lot more to say, but I couldn't remember. Here's what I had to say. Y'all want me to read it, or you just want me to like go off of what I'm saying? Okay, so I understand, we're talking about the book, right? I understand what Davina is trying to do. She's trying to protect her heart, and Deke wants what he wants, right? So they're kind of playing a game, like a cat and mouse game, I guess, and Deke makes a move. Davina thinks it's too far. She thinks it's too sudden. And then she's reminded of her grief, and she's reminded of her husband. So then she apologizes for her sudden withdrawal, and then Deke apologizes for her sudden overstep, and it just kind of keeps going like that, right? So they're testing the boundaries, or Deke is going over the boundaries, and Davina is trying to redefine what life looks like without her husband. And she's, you know, she's feeling guilty, and she's having all of these thoughts about what she should do, how she should move forward. Can she move on? Is it even possible for her to move on? Now there's a part of me that really understands Davina's like hesitation when it comes to Deke, because he could honestly be saying whatever he wants to say in order to get what he wants from Davina. You know what I'm saying? He want that whoa there, you know what I'm saying? And I understand why she's so hesitant, but also there are some things that Davina will say or think in this book that makes me believe she is only thinking of Deke as the NBA star. She's not thinking of him just as a regular guy who is trying to get to know her as a friend, which I understand that. Like, I completely get it. So I think that is why she's so hesitant. So you have her grief. You also have him being a famous, rich NBA star. And she's just like, should I really believe you? You know? But I think Deke is actually trying to get her to not view him that way. You know, obviously, because we get chapters for Deke, we know what he's thinking. We know what his motives are, unless he's an unreliable narrator, which hopefully he's not, because it's a romance book. But we really get his thoughts and his thought processes, so we understand that he is being sincere. But how is Davina supposed to know that? Yes, she can go off his actions and she can go off what he says, and he has been very consistent. But I get it. So those are my more in-depth thoughts. I don't think I really said anything earlier when I first said it, but yeah, I'm about to go ahead and clean up. Do y'all want to watch me clean up, or y'all sick of me seeing at work? Sick of seeing me at work. I'm about to finish cleaning up. It's probably gonna take me like 10 minutes, and then we'll be out of here. I'm gonna finish this book. I'll wrap it up. I'll probably wrap it up later on tonight or today while I'm cooking. Then I'll give y'all a little wrap up, and that'll be the end of our weekend. I'm gonna go home and cook some catfish. My boyfriend's been asking me to cook some catfish, and I think I'm gonna make me a little salad to go with it. What y'all eating? It's Sunday. What y'all eating? Usually we be at my mama's, my grandma's house, but we'll probably be over there tomorrow because it's Labor Day. What do y'all cook on Labor Day? What do y'all cook on Sundays? Let me know what y'all cooking, what y'all making, and I'll see y'all in a bit. Okay, so my final thoughts on Beautiful Broken Love. For the third act conflict, I have to make sure my mic is still on. For the third act conflict is like, that's something I want to address mostly in romance books, because to me that can like make or break a romance book. I love a good third act conflict that has been brewing or has been a consistent issue or conversation for a portion of the book. And that's what this gave. It gave, we're not over it yet. And it seems that in this moment, we can't move forward. That's kind of what their third act conflict was giving. But I love this book. I gave it a whole 5 stars, whole 5 stars. But there are some things that I could pick apart and be like, well, I didn't think Davina should do that, or I didn't think Deke should have done this. But I mean, why pick it apart when I can just give it a 5 stars and say I enjoyed it. I enjoyed their love. I enjoyed the journey. For the most part, I loved it from top to bottom. Do y'all see this? Get your foot off my bookshelf. What's wrong with you? That's it, y'all. We're done here. We're done. She's done. One last thing. I hated the voice choice that the voice actress did for Davina's sister, Octavia. It was like high pitched, nasally, squealy. It was so bad. That is probably the one thing I hated about this audiobook. Absolutely hated it. And I really want to read Octavia's book, but I'm gonna have to read it with my eyeballs, because baby, if that's the voice they're gonna choose for the audiobook, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Obviously, I need to go play with my dog. So thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you like Shanora Williams. Have you ever read from her before? Or can you just tell me like a 5 star romance book or a 5 star read that you've had recently? Yeah, let's do that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Stop it. Stop it. I don't want you looking on my armpits. You want to say something to the people? Mm-hmm. Is that what you thought of the book? Did you like the book? Okay. I get that. Yeah, I understand that. I'm Listen to me. Stop it. Sit down. Sit down. Lay down. You're doing too much. We finna wrap this up because you have lost that beautiful brain that God has given you. You acting like you don't own one. Think you have any closing remarks? Do you have any 5 star reads? No, it's been a oh, bless you. Do you have any suggestions for me? Okay. No.